pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Don Kim. He's a board-certified holistic podiatrist who specializes in natural heel pain treatments and related surgeries. He's been the medical director of Kim Holistic Foot and Ankle Medical Centers since 1991. For more than 2 decades, Dr. Kim has been an innovator in the health, nutrition, and fitness fields. In his books and seminars, Dr. Kim reveals that the body has all the power to heal itself, to reverse aging, and to lose weight naturally given the proper environment, not prescription drugs or crash diets. I've known Dr. Kim for years. I can tell you he hasn't aged a bit. Dr. Kim suffered from a debilitating, it's true, back injury that left him paralyzed and not able to walk for 6 months. He overcame this condition with this specific walking regimen and became the walking doctor to perpetuate the message of walking through his 9-week walking cure program. He's the author of 9 Secrets of Health, 1-minute wellness messages, 9 easy ways to eliminate your nagging foot pain. No heels, ladies. Get ready to walk and heel pain epidemic, as well as the upcoming book, Walking Cure. Please welcome Dr. Kim.
I am deeply honored and grateful that you have invited me to speak to you today. Putting on an event like this is a lot of work, and I wanted to thank Deborah and Mandy. Are they in the room? Give them hands, please. They're not even in the room. And I appreciate my staff who came and brought all the goodies for you, and give my hands to my staff. I'm a holistic podiatrist. What does that mean? Anybody know what holistic podiatrist does? Anybody? Have you heard of them? No? Okay. You haven't heard of me because there are only 3 of us in this country practicing holistic podiatry. There are 2 in New York and just me on the West Coast. And this is how the journey of podiatry, holistic podiatry, happened last 25 years. So I've been in practice for 25 years, and first 5 years of my practice, that's exactly what I was doing. I was seeing patients, I was getting busy, I started doing a lot of surgeries, and one day I got into total depression. I didn't want to go to work anymore, I didn't want to go do surgery anymore. I was totally depressed, because when I come to work in the morning, I'm looking at Estelle. I have all these patients' names on the list. I'm looking. Oh my God, that patient that I operated on 2 years ago, still limping, dragging their feet. I call them practice builder. They keep coming, paying copays. They're coming to see me, but it got me into total depression. Whatever I did for them didn't work. When I make an incision to do surgery, the scars wouldn't heal. It's very thick scars. The bones wouldn't heal. And it gets forever for them to, it takes months, sometimes years, for them to improve their health. So I got into total depression. So one day, I need to get out of this depression. I need to find out what went wrong. What did I do wrong that these people are still limping around, making me feel really bad? So one night, after work, I stacked up all these charts. You know those charts that keep coming back? You know those workers' comp charts? Really thick ones? You have to literally carry. You need a little bag to carry them. I had about 50 of them, all lined up in the top of the desk. And it's like literally this much, mountain of charts. And I started looking through all the charts. What did I do wrong? What happened here? What happened? How come this patient's still not walking? What happened to this patient? About 3 to 4 hours later, I said, hallelujah. Did you hear me? I said, hallelujah. I was excited. I said, yes. Well, sometimes I made mistakes. I didn't do it right. Yes. But most of the time, these are the sick people that I worked on. They had diabetes. They had hypertension. They had cancer. They had multiple medication they're on, including pain medication. And they just didn't get better. I said, hallelujah. Then I started going like, yes, so what can I do now? And I started thinking, I've been doing all the things that I was taught to do. I would do injections, I would do therapy, I give them medications. I did all the stuff that I need to do, but they're still limping. So I got right back into depression because I didn't know what to do. Because the training that I had in Western medicine really couldn't get them well. So I started studying Chinese medicine, Indian medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Greek medicine, Korean medicine. I started studying medicine of the whole world and came out with this first book. Took me 12 years to write it. I'm a slow reader. I'm a slow writer, apparently. Took 12 years to write this book. And I thought it was a good book. Patients started reading it. They said, well, this is a really good book. Why don't you do like a program that you teach this? So I got together a program, started teaching this. I got a lot of people like you, and then we locked them up in a little area, and then we did 9-week-long programs. And then they started really getting healthy. They started losing 40, 50 pounds in a couple of months. They started looking really young, feel energetic. They were doing a lot more than they were doing. So I said, wow, really good. I was so elated. That was my first book. But a lot of people, as you know, didn't want to read. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to record it and then sell it to you because you can just listen to it as you're driving. And some people complaining, Dr. Kim, that book is really good, but it's too long. It takes hours to read, and it's really complicated. I said, well, I thought it was pretty simple. I try to make it pretty simple. So I said, okay, if you have problem understanding this, I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm going to write the next book. It only takes 1 minute per day. It's called 1 Minute Wellness Messages. And I started sending it to all my contacts 1 minute at a time. The slogan was, got a minute? If you got a minute, you can get well. So I started doing all this daily messages sending out, and I put together a compilation my first year of all the messages, over 300 of them, put them into a book, and people really loved it. And you can actually sign up. There's a paper on top on your desk, on a table. You can sign up at the end. As you leave, you can get this free message every day. Okay, is that a good thing? Yes? I didn't feel so excited here. It's free, everybody, it's free. Okay, so, and then one day, I was doing a little walking and then running, and then I realized my left heel was really hurting. I would get up in the morning, literally like a grandpa. I would get up and started like really pain. When I go to the bathroom, I literally have to hold on to the furniture. It got really painful. But I see a lot of these patients in my office. About 1/3 of my patients that I see every day have heel pain. Right? Yep. Pretty common. Yes. About 30 million people in this country alone, they say, have this problem. So I say I wrote a book. What the next book? It's called Heel Pain Epidemic. This is epidemic because 10% of the population have this problem. So I wrote this book. It's a beautiful book, I thought. 350 pages long. I was, did a lot. And then people saying, that book is so long and so much information. I just want to know exactly what to do. I said, okay. Then that's the next book. 9 easy ways to get rid of your nagging foot pain. It's only 30 pages long. You can actually download it on my website. It's a free ebook. You can go to my website and you can download this book. Literally said, this problem, do this. This problem, do this. Is that good? I thought it was good. Even the heel pain epidemic, I recorded all the videos now. You can just watch me. You can go to my website, go to the education, all the videos loaded. Exactly what to do, how to cure your heel pain. Okay? I made it so easy for you. As you can see, whenever I had a problem or an issue or a challenge, I went out and wrote a book. You realize that? Okay. Next 2 books came from my biggest challenge yet. It was December 1st, 2012, exactly 3.5 years ago. I was doing an MC work on the side. As a foot doctor, I do an MC work on the side for my church because it's free. They think I'm good because I'm free. And then I do MC work, and I'm also a dancer. Okay, so I have my dance team, and we do MC work. We entertain people. So we do all kinds of things at my church. So this event was for disabled children. I had 1,000 disabled children in this huge auditorium, and we had a dance team. We've been practicing for about 3 months, okay? And back then, you know the Gangnam Style? You know Gangnam Style? Remember that? Yeah. Psy, Korean singer, right? He was hitting 2 billion hits on the YouTube, right? I mean, remember that? Yeah. Remember that one, right? So, you like that? Want me to do some more? So we practiced and we went out on the stage with a big boom and said, we went out and started doing the Gangnam Style. We started doing it, and then there are 1,000 kids, right? About 300 of the autistic ones. You know, the autistic ones are very sensitive to music. And apparently they like Gangnam Style, right? They jumped on stage, grabbing my leg and grabbing my neck, and they're doing Gangnam Style. About 300 of them. And then we were finished. It's 4 minutes, 16-second song, okay? You try this, 4 minutes of the horse dance, you're exhausted, right? So we're trying to go to the next song, and then they went, Gangnam Style, Gangnam Style. Oh my God, we gotta do it again. Gangnam Style. They kept chanting Gangnam Style for 2 hours. I should apply for the Guinness World Record for Gangnam Style, because we did 2 hours of Gangnam Style. As you can see, I was totally exhausted, right? So I went home and barely took a shower, went to bed. In the middle of the night, I woke up, trying to go to the restroom. I woke up and tried to sit down, and then I felt as if this whole leg was going to come apart. So I lay back down, and I started going, oh my God, I cannot move my leg. I don't feel anything on this side. So I waited until my wife came up. My wife was sleeping with my little boy downstairs. She came up. She helped me. I could not sit down. I could not go to the bathroom for 3 days. So I couldn't drink anything because I was afraid to go, right? Because my leg was going to come apart, right? So I lay there for 3 days. I couldn't sleep 1 minute. There was so much pain from here. So I took some very heavy drug. I have access to all the good stuff. And I called my friends. I said, what's the best stuff? I know some good stuff, but do you know better stuff, right? So they tell me cortisone pills to everything. So I started taking them, and so that next week, I went to a doctor. They got an X-ray. They got an MRI. You broke your back years ago. Really? Well, I didn't even know. I thought I used to be Bruce Lee. I didn't know. I was doing acrobatic stuff, falling on the back. I didn't know what happened, right? But apparently I broke my back years ago. I didn't know. So L5 slid it down, pinched on that nerve on the S1. It's called spondylolisthesis. So I didn't have a disc left. So for 6 months, I was like one of my patients. I couldn't drive like this. I went to work, and then the patients that knew me were okay, right? Because they knew, how it was. But the new patients, they looked at me like, who's this guy? Is this guy going to be able to help me? So that went on for 6 months. And then I went to the doctor, my upstairs, is a friend of mine. I went to a doctor, I said, I feel terrible. I got dizzy. I don't have any energy, and I'm feeling terrible. And I still can't sleep because you have to take medication to sleep because I can't sleep. There's no comfortable position other than standing, right? And then walking is really comfortable. This is the most comfortable thing. Lying down, no. Sitting down, worse, right? Like this, right? So my doctor took all the blood, and she frantically calls me and said, Don, your sugar is 360. You need to go to the hospital now. Your blood pressure is 185 over 115. You're going to stroke out. You need to come pick up this medication now. Click. So what do? I'm a holistic practitioner. You know what that means? We try to treat everything naturally as much as possible. We try to put people off of medication, not put people on the medication. I've been teaching this for at least 15 years, right? So what do? So I started, Get the pain pills? Well, I was doing that still. I was doing pain pills for 6 months. That's how I became diabetic. That's how I became hypertensive. I was depressed. I was insomniac. I couldn't sleep. I was a mess. One moment I was the healthiest Gangnam Style guy. into 50-year-old, unhealthiest, have the worst three problems that everybody has. Back pain, diabetes, hypertension. Those are the three most common problems in this country. I had all of it, and some. So I started looking through the books that I wrote already, because this is what I've been teaching, right? So I just started and I said, you know what? I have not been doing one thing, walking. Who's got time to walk hour and a half every day, right? Which is what I was teaching everybody. So I started walking. When I started walking, within 2 weeks, 50% of my back pain went away. In 2 weeks. I was astonished. Even though I was teaching it, I didn't believe it. My back pain went away, 50%. And within 3 months, I didn't take any medication, okay? All my diabetic pills, none of it, okay? My diabetes became completely normal. I was sleeping at nighttime, okay? And I wrote the next 2 books. And they are called, what are they called? Get Ready to Walk and Walking Cure. This Walking Cure book became a bestseller last December in Amazon because I didn't write this book as a doctor, I wrote this book as a patient. I realized all the books, thousands of books that I read were not necessarily true. That's what I realized. And then I started telling people, this is what I did to overcome diabetes. This is what I did to overcome hypertension. This is what I did to overcome back pain. And I want to share some of these with you. You have to come to my longer retreat and seminars to learn my true secrets. Because I really did it. I had to do it myself. I had to prove it to the world that what I was teaching was correct. Well, not all of them were correct, but that's what I did. And what I realized at the end of all this journey of becoming a holistic podiatrist was that I need to be more educated, I need to become more empowered, and then need to go out there and encourage all of you to follow suit. And that's what I'm here to do today. Are you excited? Thank you. So let me go through your foot. We're doing foot today, right? I forgot we're doing foot. So let's talk a little bit foot. Okay, so this is your foot. 26 bones, 33 joints, 105 ligaments, 20 muscles. You have 20 muscles on the bottom of the feet, by the way, which none of us are strengthening, okay? And then you got 7,000 nerve endings. Some of you have more, right? Some of you are more ticklish, right? And then 250,000 sweat glands per each foot. When you walk, when you put the foot down on the floor, when you hit the ground, you put double of your weight per step. And then when you propulse quickly, you're putting even more. When you're running, you're putting on 3 to 5 times of your weight per step. If you weigh 200 pounds, and then you walk 2,000 steps every day, which is not much, you're putting on 400 tons of forces on your feet. If you walk like 10,000 steps, like an hour and a half, like me every day, then you're going to put 2,000 tons of forces on your feet. That's a lot on your feet, right? And we're not doing a whole lot to really take care of our feet. That's why your workers, the people you're helping, they have foot problems because of that. Okay? Oh, sorry. Let's go back to this. Very important. There's a couple of very important things that I'm going to teach you. I know I can talk about a lot of different things, but these are the very important things that I'm going to talk to you today, okay? And because when you're sitting, this is called sitting disease. What's it called? What's it called? Sitting disease. All of us have it. I even sit a lot, right? When you're sitting down, what happens is the three most important joints are your shoulder, your hip, and your foot joint right here. This navicular joint here, these are what we call ball and socket joint. What's it called? Ball and socket. They have a 360-degree motion. Very flexible, very good joint. However, it's not stable. It's going to end up exactly where you are ending up every day, which is sitting. So when you're sitting here, most of you are using computer, right? Am I right? Am I guessing this or right? Okay, so what happened when you're sitting here, your round joint here, ball and socket joint, are you in the front or are you in the back? Hello? Front, right? I thought, right? You're in the front, so what happens? It gets tighter here, it gets looser here. That's where all your shoulders problems come from. Okay? Same thing with your hip joint. You have a back pain because your hip tightens up in the front when you're sitting down like this. As you get older, older people walk like this or they walk like that? Because they've been sitting too long. You see what I'm saying? They've been sitting like this, so when they wake up, they get up, they're still like this. You know what I mean? They're very humble, but it's not good for your back. You see what I mean? And then your foot, you're not using much of your foot, so it collapses right here on the ball and socket joint. It flattens down, causing all kinds of foot problems. Okay? These three joints need to be in the proper place for you to have a perfect alignment of your body, which will make all your organs in your body to work better. Do you believe that? Yes? Yes. Okay. So what do you have to do? So I devised a little stick. It doesn't have to be a stick like this. You can use a golf club. Gentlemen, you have a golf club next to you. Anything long like this, you take it over, and then you have to, your goal in life from here on, if you want to be healthy, sitting down a lot, then you have to strengthen your back muscles with these exercises every day. Okay? Can I have a volunteer, Estelle? Give her hands, please. Okay, let's have you stand over here. Let's see how, let's stand this way so everybody can see. Okay, good.
I thought it was just you and I didn't know these people were here. I'm just kidding.
Really? You look good, so you better show up. Hold on. Okay, so her posture right now, if you see her posture is really good actually because her ears aligning with the shoulder and the hip, you got a good posture. Not a good example. I want bad posture, but that's okay. That's okay. So what you're going to do, watch what I do. So I do this every day. Everywhere I go, I have a stick like this. Whenever you're sitting down, you can do a sitting down and you get up, and then you squeeze your back, and then get your toe up, and get as tight as you can in the back, okay? When you develop these muscles, you will never have shoulder pain, okay? And then you're going to stretch out all of this. So let's try this. Okay, get it up here, and then squeeze your back right here, and then breathe in. You got to bring it down.
Oh.
Squeeze it. Wow, very good. Yeah, she's not a good example. She's too good.
Ow.
Is it hurting?
Yeah.
It's hurting right here, right?
Yeah.
You need to get this part really deep. Deeper you get between your bones, your wings, right? Your shoulder blade needs to be closer. Closer you are, straighten out more you are, okay? Okay, and then let go. Ha.
Ha.
Very good. One more time. Breathe in. Like this. Squeeze in the back, squeeze the back, and then let go. Ha. Very good. Give her hands. Okay, let's all try this, okay? So let's have you bring it up like this, okay? You try this. You don't even need a stick, actually. You act as if you grab something, and then you pull behind your neck, and then squeeze your back together, squeeze your back, and then move your chest up. Breathe in, and then you let go. Ha, ha. Does it feel good? One more time. Let's try it. Let's try it. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. And then grab it, and then bring it behind your neck. Bring it behind, and then really squeeze it. Let go. Ha. Very good. Give yourselves hands. Now you kind of woke up a little, okay? So when you do that, it's very important. When you sit down, same thing. When you do this sitting down, same thing. You can do it like this, and then squeeze behind you, and then hold, and then let go. Ha! When you do that, you're breathing, you wake up. You know, a lot of you are sitting down all day, right, doing this? Very important that you're going to do this. If you do this every hour, I want you to take 5 to 10 minute break every hour. Get up, walk around, get some water, and then squeeze. Now, all of these videos are on my website. Everything that I'm talking about is on the website. You just go to my website, go to the education, all videos loaded. Nutritional, what to eat, when not to eat, how not to eat, why to eat, what not to eat, all of that's on the videos, okay? All the exercises on the videos. Everything you ever see from me doing, it's on the videos, okay? Because I know you don't want to read, right? So the other thing, very important, how I cure my back pain. This is a top secret, but only you, I'm going to tell you. Top secret. You guys want to know? Yeah. You want to know? Yeah. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I did, this is called the levitation technique. What it is that you consciously, it's very important, I know you're all smart, so think as if your spine is going to move up. Think, not the body, but watch this. You just think, you sit down straight, and then imagine your spine stretching all the way up. Your spine, if you know this or not, but if I measure your height in the morning and the evening, there's a ½ inch difference. Okay? If I measure you in your 20s and in your 60s, 1.5 to 2 inches. Why? Because it presses down on the gel material, right? That's squashing down. So what do you have to do? Consciously go up all the time. If you do this for about 3 months, I've tested it on people, if you do this for 3 months, then you have a perfect posture. Wherever I go, everybody tells me, Dr. Kim, what's going on with your posture? You're so straight. I said, everywhere I go, when I sit down, I'm like this all the time. I was like, wow, what are you doing? I said, I'm just natural. If I go like this, it hurts me, actually. So I have to go like this. So it's conscious levitation, right? It's called. And when you walk like this, your back pain goes away. Okay? So let's try this one. Everybody sit straight. And then imagine your spine is going up. Not your body. Imagine up. When you go as high as you can, all the bones will not be squashing down your disc. It'll be levitated up. And when you're walking, you look a little weird, but you're straight. A lot of people like this. I'm not talking about the zombies, okay? You just relax. Your body's relaxed, but your spine is looking up and stretching really up, okay? This, taking the pressure off the spine, between the discs, all the nerves are coming out, right? You know that? It moves all your organs, moves all your legs and everything, right? It's coming from that. If you take the pressure off, let me tell you, your energy will soar. You're going to feel so much better. And everybody's like, wow, what happened to you? You look so much taller. You look so much younger. You look so confident. I need to pay you more money. You look so straight, I feel obligated to give you more money. You look so good. That's what's going to happen, really. That's why all my patients keep giving me money. Dr. Kim, you look really good. Let me give you some more money. And it's true. So when you look at your foot, after looking at over 30,000 pairs of feet last 25 years, I developed a philosophy on feet. Would you like to hear? Yes. Your feet are like tires of your car. Okay? You can have the most beautiful engine, you can have the most beautiful dream car, but if you got a flat tire, can you go? That's what you got. So you got to get your foot pumped up. There are 3 problems. First problem is a structural problem, okay? We have a structural issue. We talked about the structural issue. Your foot is like this. We call it the tripod, okay? If you want to take a good picture, it has to be perfectly straight. This is a big toe. Here's your little toe. Here's your heel. This is your right foot, okay? So what happened is that when the big toe is shorter, we call it collapsing arches or flat feet, okay? At least half of the room is like this, okay? Very common. And then when the little toe is shorter, you're walking on the outside, we call them high arch foot. I rarely see, obviously, the perfectly balanced foot, right? Because if they're normal, they won't come see me, right? Okay? Please come see me, the normal feet people. I don't see normal feet people. Not very often, right? Sometimes. Okay, now the structural problem, it's like your car's axle is bent. When you have to balance your tires, right? If you don't put it right, all your tires are going to wear out certain ways, right? That's what's going on with your feet, okay? And the next problem is an external. This is what you see a lot, right? All your patients see this, right? When they fall, right? This is when they go over a bump. You hit the curb, right? You ladies like to park somewhere tight, right? With your great skills, and the next thing you know, every time I buy my new car for my wife, she always has a big scratch. It's like a tradition, first week. It always first week. Or that even flat tire, right? I don't know why ladies do that, but I think it's kind of marking the territory type of thing. I think something has to do with that because she always does that first week, brand new car, right? Anyway, So that's external trauma that happens. And then, importantly, internal problem. This is what I focus on. What's all the internal things that are causing actually the other external problems, okay? So let's talk about the structural problem, okay? First problem we have is when you have this imbalance of your legs, one leg is shorter than the other, okay? People ask me, Dr. Kim, how do I prevent work-related injuries? How do I prevent my employees from getting injured in the first place? You know what I tell them? You know, I was an intern in training at MCRD. You know MCRD? Marine Corps Recruiting Depot down in San Diego. You guys know, any of you know that? Any of the Marines? Marines, right? Okay. All right, Marines. Go Marines. I was not a Marine. Tough guys. So I went there, and my job, one of my very important job was when the new recruits come, I line them all up. There are like 200 of them, right? They come from some deep south you've never heard of. These kids have accent that I don't know what language they're speaking, okay? And they all lined up. These are 18, 19-year-old kids, right? Am I right or not? Did you come to MCRD? What year was it? When I was there, it was 27 years ago, okay? So it was a little before your time. But I would line them up. My job was look at their feet, take all the shoes off, and I would go and says, you out, you out, you out. You know all the flat-foot ones? They're going back home. And they are crying because this is poor kids. This is the only way they come out to the world. They live this places that they don't see anybody 50 miles out. And this is the only way they're out, and the only problem they had was flat feet. If they have flat feet, they're not going to make it. They have a 50-pound, 100 pounds, right? And then you have to march 10 miles. They're not going to make it. So my job was to kick him out. That's exactly what has to happen at worksite. You know how you have a pre-employment physical? They need to do a pre-employment foot and ankle physical. They need to say, you out, you out. No, you can't. I'm just trying to tell you how to prevent problems, right? But there's a solution. These are, have you seen this? These are called orthotics, right? You've heard of orthotics, right? What it does is that misconception about the orthotics is that people think it's an arch support. Yes, it is. We have 3 different arches. One in step, one out step, and one this way, okay? There are 3 different arches. Those arches need to be balanced. And it's a balancing device. It's not just an arch support. You can get arch support over the counter. You can go to the drugstore and get that. But if you have an extreme foot type, if you're extremely flat-footed, or extremely high arch-footed, then you need a device to balance those 3 legs. Then you get them to work. I have so many patients come see me. They have such a flat feet or high arch feet people, and they have so many foot problems because they're standing all day long working. And I said, did you ever see a foot doctor? I said, no. Unbelievable, right? So that's the way to really balance your feet. Then that will balance your knees, hips, and your back, and your neck. I've cured neck pain just by making this. And it's no joke. By the time you have a 1 degree off, right? When you're building a building, right? When you build one, you build it here. By the time you're done on the 100th floor, it's on the next building. Just 1 degree off, right? And if you really want to get healthy structurally, you really have to balance your feet. That's your foundation, okay? So that's a structural problem that I see every day with good set of support or orthotic devices. Next one are shoes. People ask me, what kind of shoes? How do I pick shoes? Well, 3 tests. How many tests? 3. Very simple, 3 tests. One is squeeze your heel. This one is too soft, right? You see you have to have hard heel. You have to have rigid heel counter, okay? Very important to stabilize your feet. And then next one is the bend test. You have to be able to bend. This one passes it. You have to be able to bend it right here in the ball of the foot. And then you cannot twist it. See how rigid it is? That's the shoes you want. Now this one you can twist, see? So these are the 3 tests you have to do every shoe you do. And the only other thing is from the longest toe to the tip of the shoe, you have to have a thumb width. Okay? If you're looking at your kids or grandkids, their shoes, that's how you do it. You don't want it too big, you don't want it too tight, but it's thumb width from your longest toe either the big toe or second toe, and then go like this. If it passes that test, that's a good size. Okay? Is that good? Anything about the shoe? Good? If you use that levitation technique, let me tell you. If you use the levitation technique that I was telling you, if you practice it, you may have to come to my class. If you practice it, your high heels will not hurt. It takes all the pressure off your feet. Okay? Imagine you're not putting any weight coming down. The whole thing's going up, right? And you could do it, because I do it every day. Okay? When you do that, you walk with such confidence. Longer legs. Feeling good. Sexy. Usually when I do the seminar, I usually wear a heel when I do this demonstration. They go like, wow, nice legs. It's very important to practice them. Okay? Good. Okay. Another very important thing is we talked about having 20 muscles at the bottom of your feet. And they need to be strengthened daily. It's like you're lifting all day long, and then you haven't really strengthened your muscles. Okay? So I recommend people using these gadgets. You've seen these? Okay, your tennis ball, softball. And I like this one with a little spike. You can roll your foot. You can roll your foot like to stretch, and then you grab it. Grab it. Or grab it. So you got homework, right? You got to do this thing, and then at the bottom you're doing this, and we're like, what's going on over there? That person's busy, right? And then when you do that, your feet get really strong, right? Feet are your foundation. You really need to get your feet stronger, right? Yes? Yes. Thank you. Now, this is another whole lecture. This is an 8-hour lecture. I'm going to try to do it in 5 minutes, okay? Is that good? Okay. How to lose weight. People ask me all the time, how do you lose weight, right? If you listen to this carefully, you will. Watch this. I've done thousands of people of this program, okay? It usually takes 9 weeks long, but I'm going to do it in 5 minutes, okay? Is that good? Good. So first thing, you have to eat real food. What is it? Eat real food. Okay. Question is very simple. Did God make it? Did man make it? Let me repeat that. Whatever you're looking at, give me the beautiful cake.
Not the cupcake.
Did God make it? Did man make it? God help man make it, right? Very good, but that's not the right answer either, right? It's a very simple question. If you eat inorganic food, unnatural food, your body reacts to, we call them side effects, allergies, very simple, and your body inflames. Your body inflames, causes every disease known to mankind. Okay? Very simple. Ask that one question. Every time you eat, you're going to think about me. Did God make it? Did man make it? Anything in the boxes, anything in the cans. Okay? Anything you go to the grocery store in the middle of the store. You know everything stacked up in the boxes? Don't go there. Just go around circle. Where all the vegetables, fruits, right? Don't go inside. You're going to get killed. There's an ambush. You're going to get killed. Don't go out there, right? You got that? Ask this question. Very important question. Eat real food. Are we organic or inorganic? Are we biodegradable or not? If you put anything other than that, your body reacts to it, causes disease. Cancer doesn't come from some outer space, aliens. It comes from you. You doing the things you do. Okay? Okay. Well, I got 3 minutes left. Oh, going too fast. Intermittent fasting. What does that mean? You need to fast every day, but in a different way. You know here that, oh, you got to eat small meals 5 times, you lose weight? Yes, you may. But I'm going to tell you how supersede all of that. What you do is you eat shortened period of time. So you eat everything within 6 to 8 hour window. And don't eat anything other than water. So you either eat breakfast and lunch, nothing after that, or lunch or dinner, nothing after that. You understand? You squeeze time, rest of the time, you're fasting. When you do this, you burn 300% of your calorie more. It's all scientifically proven. It's called intermittent fasting. Okay? You can look it up. It's all on, I didn't make this up. I'm not that smart. I'm just a messenger. Okay? Intermittent fasting. Is that good? Okay. Next one is nuts and seeds. You have to have nuts and seeds everywhere you go. In your pocket, in your purses, in your car, everywhere you go, nuts and seeds. When you get hungry, don't reach out for these sugary stuff. Sugar makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Can you repeat that?
Sugar makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat.
You can eat all the fat you want. You won't gain weight. Okay? You've been wrong about this. Low-fat diet is wrong. Okay? It's an all science. You have to eat nuts and seed every day. More good fat, you're going to start shedding pounds like crazy. Okay? So every time you're eating something, nuts and seed. Okay? Okay. Next one. Water and fruit. Now, you have to drink a lot of water. Water burns calories when you drink. Fruit is also okay, but limit the fruit. Especially water and fruit do not mix with any food. If you mix water and fruit with any food, you're going to gain weight. If you're drinking water while you're eating, you're going to gain tremendous amount of weight. Everybody that I know gain a lot of weight is drinking water during their meal. Why? Because they want to eat faster. Wash it down. You have to chew more. You have to slow down. And then you cannot drink at least half an hour before, half an hour after your meals. Okay? Because when you drink water with food, it makes indigestion come. You're not breaking down because it dilutes your digestive enzymes. Okay? So very important. Fruit, eating fruit after your meal is suicide. You eat all the food and then fruit is sugar, right? Sugar is like what? Glue. It's sticky, right? If you spill sugar, what happens? Sticky, right? It goes in there, making a concrete out of it. Wow. And then your body cannot break it down, and it stores them where you don't want them. Ladies? Gentlemen, they store them in the closest place they could. Not to the extremities, but around where you don't want them, right? Because it's emergency. It's like a concrete. They can't break it down, so let me just dump it over here for now, okay? That's what's going on. Probiotics and vitamin D. How many of you are taking probiotics every day? Wow, this is a healthy crowd. Very good. If you're not taking probiotics every day, you're in grave danger. If people tell me, I said, out of 1,000 things you're talking about, what one thing should I do? I said, take probiotics. It's the most important investment you're going to make every day. Okay? Everyday probiotics. If you're taking antibiotics, if you go to Europe, when they give you antibiotics, they give you probiotics with it. They kill it, they replenish it. They kill it, replenish it. Every time you take antibiotics, you take probiotics in alternate ways. Antibiotics, probiotics, antibiotics, probiotics. Got that? If you do just one thing, it will change your lifestyle. It will change your weight problem. Very important, probiotics. Vitamin D is responsible for thousands of chemical reactions in your body. We're not working outside anymore, right? Only 10% of workforce is working outside now. 100 years ago, it was the opposite. We're not getting enough sun. So you have to replenish, just like your sugar level, just like your blood pressure level. One thing you have to know is vitamin D level. If you don't know your vitamin D level, if it's too low, it causes 19 different cancers. Just one element. So these two things are the most important. Why? When you take this, your body works better. Everything digests better. You get more energy, so you lose weight. You feel like working out. You know, someday you don't feel like working out. You take these things, all of a sudden, man, I need to work out. It's workout kind of a day. I don't know why, but it is. Okay, that's that. Okay, next. Okay, HIIT exercise. HIIT, high intensity interval training. Same thing. You go fast and slow. Walking 1 hour is very efficient and good, but if you go fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, you burn 300% more calories. Okay? So all the studies done, it's called high intensity interval training. So if you're gonna work out for 1 hour, you know the aerobics in the 80s? I did that too. It's all science. Do 8 minutes of high intensity exercise 3 times a week. Burn just as many calories. Save your time. Who's got the time to run around for an hour, right? Do that. And reduce stress. Stress is number one problem for weight gain. When you have stress, cortisol hormones come out and it stores fat. Why? Because it's emergency. I don't know when I'm going to eat again. Stress is like you running away from tiger. That's stress. When that happens, your digestion doesn't work. When you're stressed, right? You're sitting here going, I got deadline and tiger's coming after me, right? When that happens, all the cortisol comes out and it stores fat. Because I think it's famine. Okay? You cannot lose weight if you have stress. How do you do it? You slow down. You eat slow. Okay? When your boss shows up, act like you're working fast, but inside you're slow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Fake it. Whatever it takes. Okay? And then breathe. You got to breathe. In, right? When you do this exercise, you'll be breathing, okay? And then celebrate. Even a little bit of win. I said, well, you know this big one? I'm going to eat the small one. Let's celebrate. That's a win. You see what I mean? And get rid of the guilt. The moment you get guilty, you get stress. When you get stress, you gain weight. Okay? Okay, sorry. Took more than 5 minutes. Let's go to the next one. Sorry. As you can see, I can go on for hours on this topic. But let's go to the next one. Okay, let's talk about heel pain real quick. How many of you have heel pain? Be honest. Okay. Okay, good. How many of you are lying? Heel pain is so common. Very high arch foot people have this because they're walking on the outside of the foot. That twisting motion makes that tension on that tendon really tight. So now, when you have this, when you have the spur underneath it, it's not the spur that hurts, but it's the inflammation around the spur. You keep walking on it, so the inflammation makes everything rigid and hard. So our goal is to break that down. So I use herbal injections rather than cortisone. Sometimes I use cortisone, but cortisone is very toxic to our body. It thins your bone, it thins your skin, it thins everything too much, right? So I use herbal injection, works very well. A lot of stretching technique, a lot of walking technique to really soften up the whole area to improve it. Okay? Next, external problem, the trauma, sprain. This is when you sprain your ankle, you sprain your foot, a lot of that. And then the crush injury. When you're dropping something, it's a crush injury, okay? Now, when your ankle, if you look at the ankle, some reason, there are 3 ligaments on the outside, and there are 5 ligaments on the inside. That's why when they sprain ankle, it's always, 90% of the time, it's outside, because it's weaker side, okay? So how do I know when the ankle sprain is a severe problem or a regular problem? It's when you ask the patient, I ask this one question. When you sprained it, did you hear a pop? When they say, I heard a pop, then they rip that ligament, okay? And then the next question is, did it bruise right away? The bruise came up. If there was a bruising going on, the higher chance of fracture, okay? Bruising means fracture. If it quickly swells right away a lot, that means you got a lot of damage that went on, okay? Those are the 3 questions that I ask. Then I know what to do. I am very, very aggressive on the ankle sprains because if they say one of those 3 things happen, I put them in the cast or boot immediately. If I don't, about 50% of them go into surgery, okay? Because they rip the ligaments. If you don't fix it right there or immobilize it right away to get the swelling out and get the ligament nearby where the previous ligament was, then it's going to get injured again, okay? And then you have to get an operation. So when I hear those 3 words, and I immobilize them very, very severely, okay? And then I keep them in the booth for at least 4 to 6 weeks. And then most of the time, there's no problem, no residual problem, no surgery needed, okay? Contusion injury. Now, this is a big problem, okay? Some reason, a lot of doctors don't treat this properly in the first place, and then they end up coming to see me, and I have to deal with a lot of complications, okay? I try to very aggressively treat this contusion injury. Contusion injury meaning you hit something, right? Or you drop something on it, right? When you drop something. So what happens is that, imagine this, right? Here's your top of the foot, like your hand. Between your skin, you feel the bone, right? Can you feel your bone? It's right there, right? Between that very little space, between your skin and the bone, there's artery, there's vein, there's a nerve, there's cartilage, there's capsule. You know, all those things are right there. And then it's like killing a fly, right? Or a mosquito. What happened? Everything got squashed. To regenerate all of those things, it takes months. So you're wondering, Dr. Kim, how come this patient's been like limping around for, well, he didn't show up for like 2 months. The doctor, when they first saw the doctor saw the patient, he didn't immobilize right away, didn't do therapy right away. You need to get to this right away. If you don't, it cannot reinnervate, you cannot get the artery and vein back into the area. It causes RST. You know the RST, complex regional syndrome? This is the most common problem. So when you see this, any kind of crush injury, you drop something on it, it's emergency. You need to get seen by a doctor right away. They need to immobilize it. Why? If you immobilize it, it won't swell as much. Because when the swelling comes, scar tissue comes. When the scar tissue comes, nothing grows back into the area. Okay? So very urgent that you need to be seen right away and then be immobilized right away, have the treatments done right away to get this done going, okay? But by the time I see them, it's 3-4 months later, and the next thing you know, there's not much I can do. I mean, I do a lot of different things, which I'm going to show you later on, that other doctors don't do, but it's still a very challenging case, okay? These are internal problems. The cracked heel. How many of you have cracked heel? Be honest. When I was growing up, my mom would have some kind of gadget, and she's leaned over and going on the heel. Mom, what are you doing? You know what? When I turned 50, I started doing it. Ooh. This is the aging thing, right? You got cracked heels, right? Why? Because there's a hormonal imbalance as you get older, okay? It's the oil. You don't have enough oil. You can put all the lotion in there, it won't work, okay? Because it's from inside. You need to take omega-3 oil. You need to balance your hormones. You're dehydrated, everybody. Everybody's dehydrated, right? You need to drink more water. Not during your meal, but in between meals, right? When you do that, the cracked heel improves. And then fungal nails, right? Fungal nail is a problem of our century. This is a so bad problem. When they come to me, I put them on probiotics. I cut them on a very strict sugar diet. Sugar causes fungus, right? You know when you leave a loaf of bread on the table for a week, what happens? That's exactly what's going on in your toenail. You have that mold. Have you ever taken that and put it in your pocket and carry it around? How many of you? But is that okay if it's on your toenail, you carry it around all the time? And then, no, I have some patients, right? A lot of gentlemen comes to me and they go, well, I have this other problem. I say, look at your toenails. Looks like it's infected with fungus. They were like, oh, it's no big deal, right? And I'm like, okay, so I gave them this whole thing. I said, what if you have this mold? Would you put it on your foot and would you carry around going, oh, yuck. Well, that's what you got, okay? And then it goes into your bloodstream. It infects a lot of the respiratory problems, a lot of the kidney problems. It's from fungus, okay? We have fungus all over the place. Why? Because there's dark, moist area. They go in there and they live there, right? So it's a very severe problem. You need to be on a strict sugar-free diet, low sugar diet, okay? And then you have to boost your immune system, okay? You have to take probiotics, which I talked about, all the highest antioxidants, vitamin C to vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin A. You need to take a lot of nutrients to improve your immune system that can do the job to kill it, okay? And then we do the laser, we give you medicine, we do all that. But in addition, you have to get your body stronger because it's an internal problem issue. Okay? Good? Okay. Cramps and fatigue. How many of you have cramps and fatigue at nighttime sometimes, right? You're getting cramps because your leg's very mad at you. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. It's mineral deficiency. You don't have enough calcium, you don't have enough magnesium, you don't have enough vitamin D, you don't have enough. There's a product called bioplasma. It's a combination of mineral supplements, high dose. You need to take that to calm down your nerves, okay? And it's from a lot of stress. When you're stressed, you're using a lot of minerals, antioxidants, you're using a lot of nutrients, okay, when you're in stress. So you're kind of, at the end of the day, right, when you're trying to rest, that's when it's going crazy, okay? That's the cramps and fatigue. Arthritis. Arthritis doesn't need cortisone injections, okay? Arthritis, you need to rebuild your body, your joint, your vitamin D, vitamin K2, omega-3 fatty acids, okay? Zinc, copper, selenium, these are the minerals that build your cartilage. You need to take those, okay, on a daily basis to improve your joint function, okay? So these are the internal problems. Okay, so when I did all this program, I did 9-week-long weight loss program, I did walking cure program, I did all this program, and patients' most common complaint, only about 20% of the people really do it, 80% excited in the beginning and kind of fell off, right? They were too busy. Their complaint is, oh, it's too much work. I have to work, especially you ladies, right? I don't know, you gentlemen, you're like that too, but ladies especially, I empathize with you. You have kids, you have older kids, you know, your parents, right? You got like another kid you have to live with, you know what I mean? As nurturing as you are, you handle all of it. And then on top of that, you work on the side. You know what I'm saying? And then you got so much stress going on, right? And then the last thing you want is you have to walk or exercise. That's like the last thing you want. I said, okay, you know the issue, right? The problem. How do I solve this problem? So I put together all my resources and built a wellness center. And the promise is this: you lose weight, get healthy while lying around. You like that? Yeah. Slogan is, catch up on your sleep. So when you come to my center, I'm not going to tell you to exercise to lose weight. I'm going to tell you to watch what you eat. You just lie around for 2 hours, 3 times a week, you lose 10 pounds a month, okay? You don't lift a finger. Now I'm going to show you how I do this, okay? Are you excited about that? Yeah. Okay. So it's all about oxygen. It's all about what? Oxygen. If you have more oxygen in your body, your metabolism will improve. It can cure just about every disease. The doctor who said that is called Dr. Otto Warburg. Look him up. He won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1931. He's a scientist of this century. And he was also nominated in 1944, but he was half Jewish, so the Nazis didn't allow him to have the Nobel Prize, but he could have won the next one, okay? He said in his book that won Nobel Prize in Medicine, 1931, exactly 85 years ago, this is how to cure cancer. If you give them enough oxygen, if you eliminate the acidification of your body by alkalizing, okay, which I'm going to talk about, then you can cure your cancer. And he won the Nobel Prize in Medicine. I didn't win it. He told me this, okay? So I said, that's interesting. There are 30,000 different diseases known to mankind right now. Only 10,000 of them we can treat. There are the 20,000 we don't know what to do. But he said, Deborah said, I have 5 minutes. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go through real fast then, right? So he said that if you give more oxygen to your cells, your cancer cells are anaerobic, which means cannot live in an oxygenated environment. It only lives in non-oxygenated environment. Did you know that? Yes, I didn't make it up. I'm just letting you know. So he said if you give more oxygen, if you alkalize your body, it's basically greens. Half of whatever you're eating, look down at your plate. Half of what's going into your body needs to be greens, green vegetables. Period. Done. I don't care what else you eat. Just half the green. That alkalize your body. And then the oxygenation. More breathing, right? Okay, this is an oxygen pumping machine. We have this oxygen pumping machine. Invented in 1950 in Harvard Medical School. Never been used here. Went to China. Became a huge hit. 1,800 centers doing over 2 million people in the 80s. Why? Because they didn't have cardiac surgery. This is a cardiac machine. Your heart's pumping 80 to 100,000 times a day, right? Did you know that? 3 billion times in your lifetime without rest. While you're sleeping, your heart is still pumping. Even now, you're falling asleep, your heart's still pumping. So you're with me. You didn't go away. Heart is still pumping, 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 pumping all day long, one muscle. But when you do this, you see this cuffs at the bottom? You put the cuffs in there, put the heart monitor there, okay? And then when the heart pumps, boom. There's nothing pushing it back, right? There's no heart on the other side. This one pushes it all back sequentially. And then you go pump, pump. After a while, your heart rests. Wow, I don't need to pump anymore. This thing is doing it for me. So the heart doesn't pump. The other thing pumps for 1 hour. heart is at complete rest. And guess what? You're going to go to sleep. I tried this, right? This pumping is like 1 to 5, is like really pumping hard, right? So literally, you're off the ground because it's pumping, right? And I saw these people, they're sleeping. I was like, how is that possible? So I tried it, right? In 5 minutes, I couldn't keep my eyes open. So relaxed. It's pumping, pumping for you. For the first time in your life, you'll be resting. And it's effective as you running full force for 1 hour. That's how much oxygenation going on. That's how you're going to lose weight. So it reduces anxiety. It pumps so much blood. It's like you're running 7, 8 miles every time you do it. And you haven't lifted a finger yet. And diabetic neuropathy, dementia, okay? Gentlemen, very important, reverses erectile dysfunction. It pumps so much blood, everything works better. You like that? Ladies, I know you're going to like this one for your husband. I know gentleman's not going to buy it. Your lady's going to buy it, right? Okay. So this machine, you put it on, it synchronizes your brain wave. From the sound, and it goes like this, and it goes like this, and light goes, and then the sound goes, and it gives messages. Make more money. Make more money. Be a better parent. Lose weight. Whatever, 800 program. It tells your brain, get rid of your frontal part of the brain that says no. It puts it right back into your brain, and next thing you know, when you wake up, you feel like, oh, I'm going to start making more money all of a sudden. That's the coming life. You use this machine in conjunction with a pumping machine, so you're completely relaxed, and you got all the message that you want to hear. Next. You've heard of this, right? Oxygen tanks. And then we pump up your oxygen, open all the arteries, and then put you into the tank, infuse the oxygen 17 times more than the ambient air into your oxygen through the atmospheric differences. It pushes the oxygen into your bloodstream, okay? Improves every healing process, arthritis, dementia, autism, all of that. You got a standing one, you got a lying down one, okay? And then the next one is the anodyne. If you have any pain, this one cures it very quickly. It's an infrared light. It opens up your arteries. It produces nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, they won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1998 for discovery of nitric oxide. It opens up small microvessels. If you have any back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, you put it on it, it heats it up, opens up the arteries, the pain reduces immediately, okay? Very dramatic. You can put it anywhere. I put that and then put people into the tank at the same time to save time. So we don't have a whole lot of time to go over this. As you can see, I can go for a while. So I have a special offer for you today. I think it's very important that you use these machines. I'm a little biased, obviously. I have a special deal for you where on the second page, you can come to my center. It's in Long Beach. You can get all of these treatments for free. One visit. Offer expires in 1 month, okay? You have a coupon there. If you like it, then you can sign up to get the other treatments, okay, which is on the next page. When you do this, you get 50% off coupon, but it's only good for 1 more month, okay? Now, it's got 30 days unconditional money-back guarantee. For any reason, you do it, you don't like it, I don't want to do this, give you full money back. 30 days, okay? And for today only, if you really buy into it, you really trust what I have to say, then I give you 10% additional if you sign up today, okay? Now, how good of a price is this? There are people out there who have this and different sites, not together like this, what I have. It's double this price. They charge about $450 to do all the machines, okay? However, I'm giving you a significant discount because I want you to try this, okay? One thing, I found out lately that I have a lot of cancer patients who are going through chemotherapy. When I use this machine, guess what? They have the biggest meal they haven't had in months. You know what that means, right? When you're sick, when you have the appetite back, what does that mean? You better, right? Maybe this will help a lot of cancer patients, which I didn't think about, but as I'm doing this. So if you have a lot of loved ones who want to try it, it's also that one visit offer is good for your friend or family as well, okay? So, but when you call my office, the code is Dr. Kim Rocks. Very important code, right? If you don't say it right, you don't get the free treatment, okay? I really appreciate all of you for coming. Thanks for inviting me. We'll see you next time. Thank you.